Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out today. My name is Leo Levesque, and I will be discussing the deer overpopulation within America. The amount of deer in the United States is enormous, and the limit for which each hunter can kill each year is way too few. It seems to have become less of a question of whether it is a good thing to hunt deer. Many think it will hurt our ecosystem. Deer are in overabundance in many areas within the United States. Hunting the deer seems to be the most inexpensive, if not the most logical way to control the increase of deer in these areas. Our country is driven with the money of taxes collected from our citizens. What do you think pays to control the deer population if they are not hunted? It is our taxes from our paying citizens of the United States. We pay people to go out and shoot them, only for this reason. There are many ways in which deer are costing the economy money, for example, taxes, the cost of automobile repair from deer and auto accidents, or even the loss of harvest by our farmers. Many of the citizens of America seem to have a problem with hunters killing deer, yet they have not come up with one way to lower the current overpopulation of deer in this country. They are too concerned about it being mean or inhumane to shoot a deer. It's not just for fun. They should open their eyes and stop using these reasons to protest. The facts are out there for everyone to see. It is not really a question of if hunting deer causes damage to our natural wildlife. Now it has become a question of how do we keep the deer from destroying all the small vegetation that grows in the areas that deer seem to frequent each season. They go from one area to another, migrating each year. It has been found that many deer return to the same area just to mate, as to show their dominance during the run. The deer are in the running destroy small saplings and other small trees marking their territory. These are the things hurting our ecosystem. With hunting the deer in a humane way, even Donald Gibson, an ecologist, says that the number one wildlife issue today here in the United States is an overabundance of deer. It is also stated by him that this is really hurting our ecosystem as well as causing problems for other people. In some areas of the United States, the population of deer is so immense that they prevent the regrowth of saplings. Some of the famous old-growth forests now consist almost completely of only age-old trees. They are eating the grasses and flowers in such a way that they are creating a sort of desert on the ground in these areas. This, as well as clearing forests and making room for farmland, is creating an environment where there are way too many deer and too few predators. The problem with the large population of deer has spread into the fields of American farmers, costing them profits from the deer eating their vegetation. Many of the deer are crossing the highways, and motorists are hitting the deer at an extremely large rate each year. The deer are running out of land to inhabit and food with what they still fit into. They are starting to come into the cities. In New York, they went as far as hiring sharpshooters to decrease the population of deer incidences within the state. So now New York alone is already not only paying their cops to shoot deer, but they are paying sharpshooters to shoot deer. Who knows what kind of things these people in America are going to pay for to control the deer population we have carelessly let get out of control. How many millions of dollars will we spend trying to control the deer population and killing them in a humane way? Why not just let hunters do the job for us? With all the different people are paying to control the deer population by simply killing the deer in mind, one must ask thyself, why, when there are millions of people out there who would pay for the right to go out and hunt these deer, why is it that we're using tax money to pay these special hunters when there are plenty of people willing to pay for this right? This would be paying for the permit to hunt. They would also be paying to get the meat processed. This in turn creates work for the meat cutters. They pay taxes on the money they make, so it also seemed that they would be putting more money back into the communities. Some go hunting because it is the only way for which they can put meat on their table. Still yet there are those who have us spend our money to control the deer population in a means other than hunting. What will these people think the money comes from for these programs? It comes out of every citizen's pocket. That is where it comes from. It is pulling away from other things like city beautification projects or caring for the homeless or the elderly. With what will it take to get the people to realize the money that they could be saving or redistributing into other areas? What does it take to convince these people that letting our fellow Americans go out and hunt, as they have been doing since we have founded this country, and even before, that it is a humane way to control the deer population? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you coming out this evening. And as I stated, the deer population in America is out of control. We have a way in which to control it that could not only create revenue, but will help with some of the lack of food in certain areas within our own country. It is my belief that we should embrace this method, as opposed to having our government step in and use hired guns, per se, to control these deer populations. Thank you for coming out this evening, and have a wonderful evening.